Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Daily Chat. I am here with Luke Pryor, the
Hello.
the Alfred to Tom's Batman, was it?
Luke Hector once quoted, or sorry, coined me as the butler of the dice tower.
Got it, got it.
Um,
Well, for a lot of
and
folks
I
out
said,
there
well,
that
if yeah,
a lot of folks don't seem to know who you are, I don't think of you like the butler of the dice tower, but if that's what we're going for, fine. Why don't you tell folks a little bit about just the quick and dirty of who you are, and other couple places they can find you, because you got a couple now.
yeah, well, soon coming up. Yeah, so I mean, I've been friends with the guys from the Dice Tower for a while since they started coming over to the UK.
Great.
And this for the second year onwards, I think it was. They've been coming and staying with me, and
Yeah.
I transport them here, there, and everywhere. Hence, Luke Hector called me the butler of the Dice Tower. But as I said, if that makes Tom Batman, then I'm Alfred, and Z's Robin, and he looks good in green tights. And so you can find me soon on YouTube on a channel called Standard Tabletop. If you go to Standard Tabletop on Instagram, you'll be able to follow some of my stuff, doing painting tutorials and stuff about painting miniatures and general stuff like that. So look out for that.
Okay. Cool. All right, and let's see what's going on in the chat over here. You got it pulled up, Luke, on your end, right?
Yeah, yeah, I can see it.
Excuse me. All right. And Nate wants to know who Zeke Garcia is. It's just some guy who contributes to the Dice Tower and doesn't really know his stuff. Hi, Kabuki Kid. It's wonderful to have you.
Kabuki Kid, the constant mystery. Who
We
are you, Kabuki Kid?
we
You're like
must.
Kaiser Soze.
The greatest trick Kabuki Kid ever pulled was what was it? I forgot.
The
Make him.
greatest trick the devil ever pulled was to make you think you didn't exist, or something like that.
Yeah,
Something
that's
along
it.
those
Right.
lines.
That's
Yeah.
it. Uh,
Not that you're the devil, Kabuki Kid. You're just a mysterious blue name with a spanner next to it.
I know. I tried to get Kabuki Kid to guest as my guest on one of these Q&As, and she wasn't having it. So yeah.
The mystery continues.
All right, let's see. Let's get into some questions here, folks.
Well,
Right
I've
up.
already been asked a
I
question.
know. Favorite football team, Luke.
So, as you might
This is
hear, my
soccer, I'm
voice, I
guessing,
am
right?
British, so I'm going to take it that you mean proper football.
Yeah.
My favourite football team is Manchester United, but I am also an American football fan as well, and I am go Dolphins all the way. I've been a Dolphins fan for years.
Dolphins.
Um, yes, Dolphins. Constantly chasing the former glories that was the Dolphins. The days. But hey, they're gone.
All right. Well, in a distant future, we'll have to bring you over here and take you to a Dolphins game.
That'd be good.
In a very distant future. No
Yeah.
doubt. All right. Hey Z says, Ken, is there a digital version of Atlantis Rising? Not as far as I know, buddy. I don't think so. All right. Question: what's your opinion on Hate the board game? Assuming they're asking because of
About that one up there.
that right there.
Spatial awareness is beautiful.
Yeah, I have to watch it for sure, but I like it. Yeah, it's cool. It's interesting. I haven't played a whole lot of it, to be honest. I definitely haven't played enough of it to review it. I wouldn't review it even if I wanted to, and I don't think it's as like mature as they set up that image, that it was very mature. I think it's definitely for like the thematically it's an adult game, but it's not covered in lewd
they're all like
images or
carnivorous and
bad
stuff, aren't they?
language. Hmm?
Aren't they? They're like cannibals and stuff, aren't they? In the
Yeah,
game, is that right? Yeah.
yeah. But it's interesting. It stands out. Again, at the end of the day, I think these games, any game, but especially these big minis games, need to do something different. Because otherwise, I'll just take my $200 and spend them on like 4 other games. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't
that's
want
true
to
enough.
buy Zombicide 8 years later. I got that 8 years ago. That's what I mean. So hate is different. I think what it did was clever. All right, what do we got? Immediately, I fall behind in the comments.
I've seen one just pop up. Who's the easiest house guest of the Dice Tower? I would go with Tom, probably. Tom's really overly trying to, you try and get him so, and he's just like, hey, whatever you want, whatever you don't, no fuss, I'll just say to him, like, do you want a cup of tea? And he's like, if you're making a cup of tea, I'll have a cup of tea. How do you want your tea? Oh, however you want to make it. Just tell me how you want your tea, Tom. You'll get it how you want it.
Yeah, but he's lying constantly. You know that.
Z just begs, just request after request.
I want my blankie warmed.
There's a pee under my mattress. Oh, no.
Are these cows outside your window? Remove them forthwith.
I do remember last year you were shocked that the sun came up at like 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I know. Like, go back down, buddy. It's not time to get up. It's not. It's still beddy time. All right. What do we got? Z, is there a point in saving those advertisement cards that come in a new pack of playing cards? I want to throw them out, but something inside me cringes. These are standard playing cards. This is an easy question to answer. If something inside you cringes and the cards are not taking up any more space, that's a consideration because they go in the same cardboard tuck box, then keep them. Right? I mean, that's something I struggle with. Do you keep
yours, Tom? Z, sorry.
I see what's up. Oh man, this just happened. This just happened. Bam.
Yeah. Do you keep them for the ones that you collect? Do you ever keep that thing, or do you throw it out?
I keep them in the standard playing decks. Yeah, I keep them. All right. And then Jordan's just been hitting everybody, man. I saw online that he was like, oh, shout out to Tom and Eric and Mandy and Suzanne for an adequate show. And now he's like, oh, how about that Z-shaped table behind Z? He's got this, like, nonchalant but kind of jerky vibe. Jordan, you gotta take that down a notch. Give me some niceness, man. Some niceties. All right, what do we got? Luke says, Jerry. I'm gonna throw this up on the screen. Luke, what genre and themes of games in games do you like the most?
Well, one of my favorite themes. I'm a big fan of Greek mythology. So two of my favorite games. My favorite game is a game called Mythic Battles Pantheon, that was from Monolith and Mythic. I forget who the hell made it now. So that is my absolute favorite game. And then very high up the list also is a game called Cyclades from Matago, which is again ancient Greek mythology. Yeah, Greek islands. Yeah. I like games with conflict. I like games with a lot of interaction. I enjoy my Euros. I am what people would now coin an omni-gamer, but I lean more towards the thematic and very games with conflict in them. Dudes on a map and stuff like that. I like a lot of social deduction games as well. I like games where there's a lot of game above the table, as it were. I don't like to play so much of the multiplayer solitaire. They're fine. There's plenty that I enjoy, but it's not the game I'm going to choose first, or that my gaming group would choose first. Okay. So, there you go.
Sounds good. Kabuki Kid is asking, which Joker is the best Joker?
It's Heath Ledger all the way for me.
I haven't seen the new one, so I heard he was really good. Joaquin
Oh,
Phoenix.
he was as close to a Heath Ledger Joker as you're going to get,
But
outside
yeah,
of it
for
though.
me, it's
Yeah.
Heath Ledger also. But I mean, hands on your head, screaming Joker is, that's also good.
It was
Damage
it was a
tattoo
route
on
to
the
go.
damage tattoo on the
Um,
forehead is, yeah, that's a good look. That'll
I'd
get you
say
job interviews for sure.
Jack Nicholson was the next best after Heath Ledger, I reckon.
I guess, but I mean, who else is there, right? You're talking about
Who was the
Romero. I
Adam
mean,
West? Well, yeah, Romero. Yeah, yeah.
uh,
And yeah, he was fun. I
well,
liked the
actually,
kind
I
of Jack
guess, I
Nicholson was
guess
somewhere in the between, almost
Mark Hamill, if
in
you count
between.
Mark Hamill.
Oh, that's true. Oh, actually, he's probably second then. Actually, yeah, I'll give it to Hamill second. There you go.
All right, let's see. Kabuki Kid has another good question. Man, you're bringing him tonight, Kabuki Kid. Here we go. Luke, do you have a favorite game that is an unsung gem, something underrated that maybe you
Yeah,
want to champion some?
yeah. I will champion a game from Atlas
I'm gonna shoot
Games.
it down, whatever it is.
It's called Cursed Court.
Ugh,
It is not pretty to look at. Okay, the box is very off-putting. You don't like this game at all, Zia.
I've
You
never
actually
played
telling
it.
me
I've
this?
never played it. I'm
You
kidding.
see, I think you like a bit of bluffing and like stuff like that. Yeah, like almost like a
Sure.
slightly
I just
pokery
don't
kind
like
of
Atlas
vibes.
games.
No, I don't know too many of Atlas games, but from what I understand, yeah, they have a lot more misses than hits. But Cursed Court is not a pretty game to look at. I want to try and grab it, but there's stuff on top of it, so I won't. Um, it's kind of got this like roulette backing methodism. So you've got each person has a bunch of chips. You've got 20 chips, like poker chips.
Yeah.
These quite nice chunky plastic ones, and there's a court of 9 like nobles on the board, and you're betting. Everybody has a card in between each pair of people, and then like more cards come out as like a communal, everyone knows it card. And what you're doing is you're betting on a bit like roulette. So if you've got a grid of 9 people, if you bet in between 4 people, you're betting that all 4 instances of those people will appear at some point in the cards that are out amongst everybody. So you're doing all these bets out, and you can you can bet on just an individual person, and then it's about how many times that person appears in amongst all the cards.
Sounds like a Vegas type
Um,
game, basically.
yeah, a little bit, a little
Like
bit.
a
It's a
Vegas like
really
casino
really good game.
table kind of game.
Yeah, it's just a really really good game. It's got that. You remember the way the Flying Frog used to do their games, where it was like real people.
Yeah.
Now, although the images I don't think are real people, they're like slightly photoshopped versions of real people. So it's got a bit of an uncanny valley kind of look about it, and it puts me off. But a friend of Mike Delicio's, in fact, was the one who said on Mike's podcast about this being his unsung hero of a game, which I then managed
Mike
to
has a
see.
podcast? Are there any Brits
Well,
on it?
some people call it a podcast. Uh, it's the best effort. We
Is
can leave it
anybody
at
else on it besides Mike?
that. What's his name? Brian Hughes, something like that. Brian. Yeah,
Yeah.
Brian. No, Dan Hughes. That's it.
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
who?
Dan
Oh,
and
Cora's dad. That's who you're talking
Cora's
about.
dad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Okay.
the one. Cora's dad.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Papa Hughes.
yeah. So
That's what I call him.
yeah. So he advised about that game. I picked it up and found it, and I've just loved it ever since. One of those games that every time I take it to a place and people start playing it, it's one of those ones that they get like 2 or 3 moves in, and you're like, huh. This is quite cool, and
Yeah.
you get that lovely little light bulb moment kind of thing. It's a really great game.
Nice. All right. What do we got? What do we got? Okay, this person is screaming at me all in caps, but he's asking, Z, have you guys watched Tales from the Loop on Amazon Prime? I have
I
not
haven't
yet,
started watching yet.
but I intend to. I actually did save
Yeah,
it as something I want to check out.
yeah, I do too. Yeah. Are they
Uh,
doing it a weekly release or are they doing it all in one?
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I really
I'm
haven't looked that
not sure
closely,
either.
So,
Yeah, but no, I'll be watching it.
oops.
I'm looking forward to it.
Uh,
No, I'm not a Doctor Who fan. Sorry.
you're not a
Couldn't
Doctor
pick it.
Who fan?
No, couldn't care less about it. Don't dislike it, just don't care about it. Doesn't do it for me, I'm afraid. Don't hate me. Don't
Uh,
send me death threats in the little blue envelope with a
I've barely
postbox.
seen any of it. I've seen a little tiny bit of it, and I thought it was okay, but I did not.
Yeah.
I didn't see the fervor. Like watching the 1 or 2 episodes I saw, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure I get the fervor, the sort of
Even when I was a
fanaticism.
kid.
Hmm?
Yeah, even when I was a kid, I liked it a bit. Like you remember the guy who played Radagast the Brown in the Hobbit movies? Um I forgot his name now. But he was the Doctor when I was a kid. And I liked him. He was fun. It was fun, but it didn't grab me in the way that it grabs every other Whovian. Yeah, it's a fun show, and I get why people like it, but didn't just didn't do it.
All right, what do we got here? Do you have a guilty pleasure game? A game that you probably shouldn't like for a number of reasons, but you just have fun with it regardless. Or if you don't know how to
Um,
speak English, irregardless. Uh,
I never really understood the whole guilty pleasure saying, but
it makes you feel filthy when you
yeah,
play it.
yeah.
I have a couple of games like that. They just make me feel extremely gross.
Go on, what's yours then? Because I can't.
Mostly anything I play with Tom, it's not really about the game. It's more about the company. No, I'm kidding.
Guilty.
Gosh. Okay, guilty pleasure. No, I agree with you. It seems kind of weird. I think what they mean is a
Yeah,
game
it's like
an
basically.
outlier. Just like an outlier that you like, but isn't typically the kind of thing you like.
Yeah, all
It's
right.
also, I think,
Yeah.
also it sort of entails that it's widely seen as a garbage game, but you like it.
Oh, I'll tell you what a game I love
Of
playing with
course,
my
of
son
course.
actually.
Uh-huh.
Uh, in the UK, it's called Double.
Oh,
I
whoa,
think it might
spot it.
spot it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I downright love playing that game. It's good fun. It's like gamers snap. You know, it's just great. I like it.
Yeah.
That's my guilty pleasure. If I had one, I suppose.
For me, I
And to be
don't
fair,
know.
that's not just with my son. I mean, I like playing it with my son in general, but I like playing it full stop.
Right, right. I'm trying to think. A guilty pleasure for me. A game I
Trying to
shouldn't
look
like,
game
but that I like anyway.
behind, just trying to figure out if there's even one that I could see that I'm like, well, you shouldn't really like that. There's nothing there though.
Um, no, because I could even say some of those like adult party games, of which I have a couple, but not like Cards Against Humanity is too hand holding. I don't like it. It's not funny. It's just sort of like
Yeah.
prescribed humor. It's like it's.
Exploding Kittens, I'll kind of give as a bit of a guilty pleasure. I quite
I have
enjoyed
Exploding Kittens. I got
Exploding
it as a
Kittens when I
gift.
played it.
Got it as a gift
Yeah,
from
so did I.
someone, and I
Yeah,
have it, so I'll play that. Sure,
yeah, it's
it's
fun.
not good, but I'll play it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I'd never. I guess I don't feel guilty about the games I like. So,
Yeah.
all right, what do we got?
Hit us up. What we got? Sylvester
Uh,
McCoy. Thank you, whoever said that, Nathan. He was the Doctor Who when I was a kid. Sylvester McCoy. What's my? What's your favorite flavor of crisps or
uh,
chips, as you might call it? Well, could you remember what your favorite flavor of chips was when you came over, Z?
oh man, I don't
You
remember.
probably got asked that 100 times when you were here.
I don't remember. What do you remember? What it was? I don't recall.
I
I
can't
don't.
remember if you. I can't remember if you had that many. I'm sure you did, but I didn't lay out like a smorgasbord of British crisps and here,
Gorge yourself.
gorge yourself on our feast of plenty.
Pouring them out of a
It's the best,
horn of
the
plenty.
best we have to offer.
I'll tell you which ones are the best ones I've ever tried. Yeah, we did it live
I know
in.
what it's gonna be. Yeah,
You do know what it
the
is?
fried egg crisp.
Yes! Yes!
I've been thinking about those ever since you guys ate them because I'm like, how do you make a chip taste like fried egg?
What you do is
I need to try it.
you fry an egg, yeah? And you fry it, and you fry it, and you keep frying it until it basically every bit of water in it evaporates, becomes sort of cracker-like and thin, quite crispy, and then you bag it. That's how you do
turn
it.
it into
'Cause
like
it
a
tasted
dust.
just.
You grind it down into fried egg dust, and then sprinkle it on the crisp. It's like fairy dust, but fried egg dust.
Perfect.
Doesn't make you fly; it makes you fat.
That's right.
Um,
That was my favorite. You're right. You knew it. It's delectable stuff.
I don't know what my flavor. Cheese and onion crisp, probably, or cheese and onion is the classic Walker's cheese and onion crisp, or
Okay.
any crisps that are really spicy. That's why.
I guess I like the standards for me, like sour cream and onion kind of stuff. You know. Jerry says Z is in a snarky mood tonight. Yeah, when I hang out with Luke, this happens.
I bring the worst out in him.
You sure do. Um.
I take him to the dark place.
Oh, we have some of our Icelandic friends in here. Hello, nice to see you. The question is, Z, have you played Partners some more? Gosh, I haven't played in a while, but I did play a little bit on a Partners app that I found in the App Store for the phone, and I downloaded it and I played some of that. But I've got my copy; it's sitting right over there, and I've played with my family some time ago, but yeah, it's happy I have it. Very interesting, unique little sort of cheesy like game that I got in Iceland. It was as a gift. It was really cool.
That's cool.
All right, let's see.
I just see Nate Vestal said, Luke, I've been a huge fan of yours for the last 20 minutes. What is your favorite British TV show? I'm 38 years old, so that will give you an idea of the sort of era of TV I've come through, if you know British TV at all. And Red Dwarf is probably my favorite British show of all time.
Which one is it?
Red Dwarf.
Okay.
The Americans tried once to make an American version of it.
We also tried to make an
Shocking.
American version of the IT Crowd.
Yeah.
I saw
The Office.
pilot.
You nailed it. The Office. You did well with The Office.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Red Dwarf was not such a great attempt. But the British version of Red Dwarf is fantastic. It has its ups and downs, but first 6 series of it are fabulous.
Gosh, yeah. There's a few British shows I like. I like IT Crowd's my favorite British show, but then I like Faulty
Yeah, that's a good
Towers.
choice. Oh yeah, classic.
I like
British comedy.
one that
Yeah.
is, I forget what it's called, but it's about a writer who owns he owns a bookshop.
Black Books.
Black Books. Okay,
Black
yeah, with the 3 characters,
yeah.
main
Great
characters, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Bill
one of my-
Bailey.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic stuff.
It's a great show. Yeah. Another one I love from my Blackadder, Rowan Atkinson, who played Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
The eras of Blackadder is just comedy gold, but also ended in maybe one of the most tasteful and thought-provoking endings of any comedy ever. It was really well done. What you got?
All right, what do we got? This is a standby. I feel like I'm only posting Kabuki Kid questions, but that's because nobody else is really asking a lot of stuff. All right, let's do it. We had this one last time. So here it is. Name a favorite movie, TV show, book, author, food, video game, and board game. And I'm going to do it also, but I'll give different answers than I did last time. So here we go.
Okay.
Favorite movie, or just a favorite. It doesn't have to be your favorite movie.
I'll go with Aliens.
And I'm gonna say I said Apollo 13 last time. I'm gonna say Shawshank Redemption.
Two fine choices. Next
TV
one.
show. A favorite TV show.
All right, so notwithstanding the two I've already said, let's go with. Give me a second. You answer. Give me a second.
I'm gonna say House MD,
Ooh.
which I thought really tapered off at the end, but like the first few seasons are good. The last one was like, what are y'all doing? But
I'm trying to think. I tell you, a little bit of an unknown. Do you remember when I asked Z for somebody to recommend me a TV show, and you recommended me the one about vampires?
oh, it's The Strain, yeah.
The Strain, the first series of The Strain, not so much the second series, but the first series of The Strain, very cool TV show. There you go.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, favorite book or a favorite book?
I'll go two books. Jurassic Park. I love the books for Jurassic Park. I've read them several times. And another book which eventually got made into a movie, but it's the first one of a trilogy of three called K-Pax.
Wow!
Made into a movie with Kevin Spacey. It's a really, really good book.
That is a deep cut, dude. I've read that.
I love that book. It's the book
the
when anybody says
is Beam of Light or On a Beam of Light.
Yes. There's a third book as well, which I can't remember what.
Okay.
I don't think I remember. If I remember rightly, the third book wasn't so great. But it's whenever anybody says recommend me a book, I always say K-Pax because they'll never have heard of it, and I've never heard anybody else recommend it.
I knew I liked it for some reason.
It's an awesome story. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
And it was a good movie.
Good. I also had a pick in mind from Michael Crichton because last time I was asked, I said Rendezvous with Rama from Arthur C. Clarke. This time I'm gonna say Sphere from Michael Crichton. They made a movie out of that, which is
Sphere.
not a very good movie, but the book is excellent.
Oh, I don't know if it's a bad movie.
It's bad. It falls apart. It's a good first half of a movie. And
it's the one. Really it is Samuel L. Jackson and Dustin Hoffman and that, isn't it? Yeah.
I think the first half
I didn't
of that
realize that was
great.
a Michael Crichton book. Because I was going to say for author, I was going to say Michael Crichton, but I didn't even know that was his. So I better not say Michael Crichton.
For what? For Jurassic Park?
No, for author.
Yeah. All right, for author, for me, I said Stephen King last time. I've already mentioned Arthur C. Clarke, so I'll say Bentley Little is a horror writer whose stuff I like. You're going with Michael Crichton?
No, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go Michael Crichton because I didn't even know he wrote The Sphere. I'll go with Michael Morpego, and that's actually more for people who've got kids. Michael Morpego, I think I'm saying his surname right, but he wrote Warhorse and a whole bunch of other fantastic kids books. So if you haven't come across Michael Morpego and you've got kids from, I'd say anywhere from 5 up, go for it. Make some beautiful stories.
Now this is a big one for you. Favorite food?
Yeah, a little bit.
Because I know you're quite the cook. How would you describe yourself actually as a chef?
I'm an ex-chef. I was a chef. I was a professional chef in Michelin-star restaurants. So
like a cook, then, right? Basically like.
Yeah, just like cooking. Yeah,
you like fry stuff and stuff, right?
Deep fry, only deep fry. Yeah,
I couldn't use a Twinkie master.
Oh, I would just take the Twinkies to the serving hatch. I didn't know how to make them.
Right.
No, yeah, I used to be a chef, so food. That's my favourite food.
I mean,
it really is that. There's so few things I won't eat.
My favorite food is actually my mother makes, which I learned how to make, and now I make, and that is a Cuban-style yellow rice with sausage in it.
Sounds
good.
Which
is very good.
I tend to like things from the Far East, like Korean, Thai, stuff like that. That's where I lean to. Okay. Something with a bit of heat, something about it.
Yeah. I've been considering trying now that I've been cooking a little more. I've been considering trying to come up with some sort of not come up, but look up a stir fry recipe.
Okay, I'll send you
But
something.
I don't know if I need a wok for one thing,
No,
which
you don't need a what.
I don't have, and I also don't know if I can do it on like one of those flat glass stove tops.
You can. It's not quite as you won't get quite as good effect without either of those things, but you can make it work. I do. I don't have a gas hob anymore, which is a bit annoying, but I make it work.
All right, favorite video game. I'm going to say mine because last time I said Fallout 3, which is my favorite video game. But honestly, right now I'm in the middle of playing the Spider-Man game that just came out, 2018 Spider-Man for PlayStation 4. It is fantastic. I am having an absolute blast with that game, and that's a favorite now for sure.
Oh, I tell you, one of my favorite games. I play a lot of games, but the latest game that's absolutely blew me away was on my son's Switch. It was Super Mario Odyssey. Just so much fun. Just brilliant game. Loved it.
Super Mario Odyssey is where he throws.
It's the latest one where he wears the hat. Yeah, he wears the hat all the time. It's a weird thing for a Mario game, but it's just cool. It's just so good. Nice. They did it really good.
All right, and then lastly, board game. A favorite board game? You've already said one.
Mythic Battles Pantheon for me. Yeah.
And I'm gonna
Blood Rage, Clank. Just name a bunch. Yeah, Sheriff of Nottingham. QE. Love QE.
The Others is going to be the one I'll mention today because it doesn't get enough love.
I could have said that too.
The game does not get enough love. It's always on discount somewhere. It kills me. All right, let's see. Let's try to catch up, y'all. All right. I'm just looking, folks. I'm just reading stuff. Top 5 pie flavors. Bam.
Pie, right, okay.
Go.
Steak and kidney. Chicken and ham. Chicken and leek. Steak and oyster. And we'll go with game. There you go.
Game? What?
Game pie would be things like pheasant and venison and partridge and wild birds and stuff and wild animal.
Stuff like actual like game, like any okay.
Yeah.
All right, why not?
There you go.
And I'm gonna say top 5 pies. I'm gonna say
Are yours all going to be sweet like pumpkin and
pecan pie or pecan pie, whichever one you want. I don't know. I guess those are the only 2 I ever think of because I like those 2. And then any 3 others. The one with human kidneys in it. Yeah. Whatever you said.
With a nice Chianti as well. I hate fava beans, though. I'm not a very good cannibal. Dead squirrel.
Kabuki Kid is just on my page tonight. She says, I was blown away by that game, Z, and I am not even a big Spider-Man fan. I agree. I agree. All right, what do we got? I guess pizza. I could have said pizzas for the other 2 or 3 pies I was missing. Yeah.
Favorite documentary? Got a favorite documentary, Z?
Do I have a favorite documentary? I guess I'll go with those like Planet Earth ones. Those are fantastic.
Oh, yeah. I would go specifically probably Blue Planet 2. Was amazing.
Yeah, I forget which ones I've seen. They kind of blur together.
But also, like, I don't know if you guys get them over there. I think you probably do. But do you know who Louis Theroux is? He's a British documentarian. His documentaries are fantastic. He ironically, very lately, he also did a documentary once briefly on the Tiger King fella. But he's done things of a lot more of a credible stuff. Like he's done a lot of going into prisons and just all sorts of things. You know, some are bizarre, some are funny, some are terrifying. You know,
That's cool.
but he does a really, really good documentary. So anything by Louis Theroux. Do you have a nickname when you were growing up, Z?
No, I don't
I
think
never.
so. I got a nickname. This nickname I have now, someone started calling me it in middle school because I have a weird name, and
Hmm.
my first name is weird. And so when I came to this country in English, it was like a weird. It's a weird name in Spanish too. But
Yeah,
so somebody started calling me just my initial Z, and it kind of stuck.
it works.
And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take it. So I ran with it. Like I then, when I went into high school, then I would just use it. I would just introduce myself by it. But I picked it up from somebody in middle school. What about you? Did you have a nickname growing up?
Nah, sir.
Luke?
That's what the kid. No, sir. That's it. That's what everybody called me, sir.
Wow,
No,
very friendly
nothing.
kind of guy.
No, not really. People would try and do like pukey lukey and stuff like that, but it didn't. No, no,
Did you just did you throw up a lot?
no. It just there's not many things that rhyme with Luke except puke. Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
Favorite
Nathan says
component in a
toast was his nickname in high school. What?
toast. That's an. I'd like to know the origin story of that.
I don't
That's
think
an
I do.
odd nickname.
I don't think I
Favorite
want to know.
component in a specific game and a favorite component in games in general.
Okay.
So if you've got a specific game,
I'm gonna
right?
say my favorite component in a specific game is in if wishes were fishes,
Oh yeah, that's a good
the
choice. I know.
rubber worms in that. It's a
That's a
currency. You
really
use them as a
good choice.
currency, but they're like these. It's like fishing tackle basically, but they
Yeah.
have a bunch of rubber worms and you use them as currency. That's my favorite unique thing that a game doesn't need, but it's in there and it's neat. Um,
I'll
just
go with my one for a specific game.
yeah,
Either the briefcases in Godfather, they're nice.
okay,
Or I don't know if it's a component, but I'm going to kind of count it in Coal Baron. You have this cool little coal mine lift that you go
yeah,
up and down, and
yeah.
it's more like a little player board, but it's cool. And then yeah, what's your favorite component in games in
I
general?
guess metal coins has to be it.
Yeah, that was going to be my choice too.
I just like metal coins. I like the way they clink. I like the way they feel like money. So they bridge the gap to a strong theme a little more. It's like
Yeah,
one's less mental leap that you have to take. You know what I mean? To go from these cardboard discs are money to
yeah,
clink clink clink. They have a big number and they look like money. They're money. Even though I will accept them as like victory point tokens, is fine too. I just like metal coins. But yeah, that's mine. And you too?
yeah. Oh yeah, without question.
All right, let's see. Jerry says a good question here for both of us. What game do you wish had a deluxe edition?
Oh, I was just reading that one. Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you. Yeah. All right. There's one that I've always considered making. Okay. Chaos in the Old World,
Oh
old Eric
wow.
Lang game.
Yeah.
So what I'd like is instead of so if you take those Warhammer miniatures, those Games Workshop miniatures, so you've got like these demon princes, which in the game of Games Workshop they're like probably yay tall, good sort of 2, 3, 4, 5 inches tall. I'd like a scaled up to version like that. So essentially, it would be Chaos in the Old World that looked a bit like Cthulhu Wars, probably.
Okay. Would you do it with real human skin, which the board game approximates as the board?
I'm not a monster. It would just be. tanned leather or something like that. If you want to think if it's skin, if it's real human skin, that's your choice.
Huh?
Go down as dark a road as you wish.
That is what it
Or
is.
just
That's what's supposed to be in the artwork
it
for
is,
the
yeah.
game.
Yeah,
I that's
I've never had an issue with it because I don't think when you look at it, it's that obvious that
no,
it is that.
no, no,
It
no.
doesn't. I don't look at it and go, oh, you could see where he had his mother tattooed on his arm. It's not, no, it's just
Oh, it's not dancing anymore. That lady. Um, no, I
Well,
think it's. I do think the board is a little dark. That's one game I would love to see another edition of because I think
yeah,
graphically they could clean up a lot of stuff.
yeah,
It's
I
not the
agree.
best looking board. It's a very
No,
muddy,
yeah,
difficult to discern sort of board. But
yeah, I agree
that's a
with you
good
there. Yeah.
pick. I think for me, something I would like to see as a deluxe version has to be something that's got a lot of bits, not just some card game. Um, what would that be, man?
Nothing else
Let's.
that's really jumping to mind for me.
I don't know either because I like the others we mentioned. That feels very deluxe to me. I'm perfectly happy with the way that looks and feels. I kind of want to say Jamaica, but Jamaica's a good-looking game already.
Yeah, yeah. What are you gonna do? Some coins, maybe scale it up a bit. You know,
Yeah, make it larger maybe, but yeah. Huh.
it's a great game.
I don't know.
I just kind of saw Chinatown. Chinatown with a deluxe edition could be quite nice.
Like actual buildings.
Yeah, like or something. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, real money in it. Or coins or like really good paper money, or not even paper money, but like wads of money, like banded notes.
Yeah,
All the
yeah,
money
yeah.
is banded notes. That would be awesome. Something like that.
Yeah, that's cool. Hmm. Yeah, I don't think I have a particularly good answer for this. Pretty happy with the quality. I'm sure later it'll come to me. I'm like, oh, this game should be better, should look better, but I'm pretty happy with the way
Oh, I
games
tell
are.
you, right, okay. I tell you one thing. Magaluke has kind of reminded me. He said
Mm-hmm.
deluxe edition of Smash Up with miniatures. I'm not entirely sure how that would work, but I like what you're thinking because stop releasing different editions of Tokyo, King of Tokyo. Just make some miniatures for that thing and make yourselves a fortune.
I know.
Not a dark version, not a second edition, just little like pop vinyl figures for all of these characters you created. Make millions. Stop reproducing the game and just deluxify the one you already have. There
I'm
you
waiting
go.
for the light version myself. I'll be jumping on that. All right.
I've lost where we were.
Oh, it's
Oh, there, I've
fine.
touched.
Let's see. Favorite game 20 years or older? For me, it's probably Cosmic Encounter.
Yeah, I was going to say probably Cosmic Encounter as well.
All right,
Cosmic
what do
Encounter
we
or
got?
maybe Monopoly, something like that.
Deluxe Monopoly, yeah.
Yeah.
Josh has a good one. Z and Luke, what game would you choose to play with each other? I mean, we have played games before.
Yeah. I didn't enjoy any of them, but we did.
Yeah,
Um,
I enjoyed the games
um,
anyway.
what game would
Okay,
I
well, let's see. If we
choose to
saw
play
each
with Z?
other now, it's been a while.
Is it just us playing, or is there anybody else?
Let's
You
say I want to show you a game that I think maybe you haven't seen, and you want to show me a game that maybe I haven't seen. Let's assume you have whatever you need: people, place, setting,
okay?
whatever.
Okay.
Go.
Cursed Court, or QE.
Pass.
That's the one.
Hard, hard pass. No, that's fine. We'll play that.
Yeah,
Cursed
either one of
Court
those
is
is.
mainly QE. I've heard a lot about too because Tom always talks about it too. I
I think
haven't
you'd
tried
really
either
enjoy
one of
both.
them.
I think you'd really enjoy both. Yeah.
All right. And for you, I'm gonna say, trying to think of something you would like because it's knowing your kind of game. I have a lot of games that aren't your type of thing. Hmm. You've played the others. I know you have.
Yeah, big fan. just you and me though.
Yeah, I know, really. Think of anything else you might like that might be newer. You might like Demon Worker.
Oh, I was that's not one of the ones that popped in my head, but it's one of the ones I've been looking for ever since you've been mentioning it.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, I'd
Euro
like to
game. It's
try
a
to
Euro
work
game, a
that.
little
Yeah,
worker placement game, but you'd
but
like it, I
I
think.
really like worker placement. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, and I guess Hate. Have you played Hate?
No, I haven't. My buddy had it, but he got rid of it before I got a chance to have a go at it.
All right.
I was tempted to back it, but it was a lot of stuff,
I should
and I'm
probably
very
say
easily offended.
the one game I did think of when the deluxe question was asked is Cleopatra and the Society of Architects. The only reason I didn't say it is because that is kind of coming out. So,
Yeah, I have my just busted old copy now.
I love that game. The new one's looking really interesting. I like some of those changes that I've been able to glean from what they've shown. All right, let's see.
Kabuki Kid, I think, is the only person who's ever heard my name said before.
Small world with miniatures, says somebody.
Oh
That is
no,
crazy.
just put Small World in the bin. I
There's
hate that game.
there's no way to do that game with miniatures. That would be so incredibly annoying. It works
What
now
could you
because
do in
it's a
miniatures?
stack of things you can drop off. If I had to move a bunch of little guys every time, good night.
Oh yeah, you can't because it's two different things as well, isn't it? It's oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, no. Just don't play the game. It's not a good game.
Hmm. All right, let's see. This is such a weird question from Rick that says, Z and Luke, what's the best trash talking you've ever pulled off in a game?
Oh, wow. Right. My friends and my game group, we've known each other since we were 12 years old. And as I said, I'm 38 now. So
Okay.
I can't, on the Dice Tower, say really anything we say to each other because
Right.
it's open season all the time with us. We will say anything that needs to be said that will get a laugh out of everybody else, at least at the table. Wow. I really genuinely don't think there's anything I could example that Tom would be very happy about me having
Nope.
said.
Nope.
And also, even in my experience with Z, I couldn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like to mess with people at the table, but I also like reading the room and making sure that
Yeah,
folks are okay with that. And if they expect it, don't expect it. If they're cool with it, I'll kind of test the waters a little bit with something real playful and light, and then maybe if they get into it, then I can have a good bit of fun ribbing people and
yeah.
them doing it to me. Some folks are
Like
bad at that, though. You have to realize that. I
yeah.
think people who are bad at it, unfortunately, don't know they're bad at it. Because some folks,
That's true.
I'm not saying Jordan,
Oh,
but I'm not saying Jordan, are just not good at like playful ribbing, and
yeah.
instead they kind of come across as Jordan's a jerk ribbing. So you have to
Jordan
be.
sounds like an American version of Dan Hughes.
Ah! Uh, I'm just messing with you, Jordan. Oh man,
I do, however, like a lot of trash talking at the table, or
me too.
in a game that it justifies. Like I said, I like games that are played up here more than down here.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. All right. Let's see. What do we got? Somebody's very late to the party. Welcome, welcome. All right. Huh. Yeah, that's a
I'll
good
just
idea.
make
Jeremy
Jerry
says
do
the
this.
Academy games. those Birth of America series of games could use an
Oh
upgrade.
yeah,
Those would be good
yeah,
as
yeah. I've never played any of them, but I've wanted to try all of them. Really, to be fair. But yes, yeah, they look like they could do with a come on treatment or something like that.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, or even Freedom, the Underground Railroad is.
yeah,
I don't know if that one qualifies as part of that series from them, but that would be a nice. If they did an upgraded version of that, that'd be really good. Like a deluxe one. All right. They already kind of have a deluxe Monopoly World's Longest Edition. They have a new one that
yeah,
came out that's supposed to be like extra long, just as a gimmick. I don't
yeah.
get it, but I guess they know that a large percentage of the monopolies that are sold are not played or sometimes opened.
Yeah.
So it's
Yep.
just kind of like a gag gift. At that point, you're no longer making games. You're now making
You're making,
gag
yeah,
gifts. That's a
yeah.
different, that's a different thing. Ooh, that's
It's
a
a bit.
good one, Josh. Deluxe Vegas Showdown. Yes, 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 yes.
Mm,
I'm all
yeah,
in on that.
because I mean,
Fantastic.
to be fair, Vegas Showdown coming up to a standard level of board game production would be appreciated,
That's deluxe
let
for
alone
them.
deluxe. Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
take it.
Just on cardboard would
Oh
be
my
nice.
goodness. I'll
Yeah.
be like, what is this? Actual
Woo,
cardboard?
woo. Yeah.
I mean, it could just be like corrugated cardboard, and I'd be like, hey, side of the box is better than what it was. Um, all right. Oh, Jordan feels personally attacked.
Why? What did I do? Or you do?
I love how you ask, what did I do? Are you kidding? What? Like, it was all me, Luke. It was clearly just me. Just
Oh,
kidding.
yeah,
I'm just
sorry,
messing
Jordan.
with
Yeah,
you, Jordan. I'm just kidding. Uh,
I meant it about Dan Hughes.
you were serious about the Dan Hughes thing, though, right?
Oh, absolutely deadly. Yeah.
All right.
Forgotten Waters. Have you played it yet, Zee?
Which one?
The new Plaid Hat Crossroads game?
Oh,
Forgotten Waters?
the no, I haven't played it
Oh.
yet. The guys were going on and on about it, but I haven't tried it yet. I'm not sure if I'll like that style. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in no rush to play it, but I'll happen. I do sort of look forward to giving it a try.
It's got a really weird cover. Like there's a shark flying around and random, sort of like a random collection of things on the cover.
Sharknado.
It just seems it's not a cover that's grabbing me. I'll say that.
Trevor Just. Who's the bigger troll? Dan Hughes, Matthew Jude, or Z? Ooh, Dan Hughes. Because Dan Hughes talks a lot of game, but actually he's one of the sweetest men you'll ever meet. It's the truth. I don't like saying it. Leaves a real bitter taste in my mouth, but it's true.
So he's the biggest
Yeah.
troll because he's like the most
Well, because
different
it's
from that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's his
Matthew and I
his
are kind of
his
just jerks. Is what you're
yeah,
saying.
but, yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
All right. You
I
know
would
what? I
say the
think I have
reality,
Matthew
the,
Jude
the,
on
the
here on
I
Sunday.
would say the podcast personas or whatever, you and Matthew are closer to reality, whereas maybe Dan is not quite. So he makes himself out to be a crotchety, miserable old man, which he is in some ways, but he's actually a very sweet guy.
All right. I like that answer. That's a good answer.
Obviously, that doesn't come through in the Dan and Cora things. He's a nice guy, you know.
Well, that's a cool question, man. Here we go. Like I said, Kabuki Kid is on fire tonight. If you had the power, what would you change about BGG's website?
Oof. What would I change?
I know what mine is. I'll say mine.
I would change the ability to rate a game based on it not even being released.
Yeah, that's a good
You know what I
one.
mean? That whole 10-1 thing, you know, that
Yeah.
nonsense. Or at least that the ratings are actually based on maybe there's a ranking that's like of all time, and then there's a ranking of like recent time. You know what I mean? So you
Oh,
can
that's
see what's
interesting. Yeah.
so so like the top 100, not quite the hotness because that's like right here and now, but maybe for the last 12 months. What's the ranking for the last 12 months?
Yeah, but
Stuff like that.
people would just re-up their
Yeah,
ranking
but
just
see,
to.
that's when you've got no. So yeah, okay,
People would be
but
like, "Oh, I'm changing it from
yeah,
like a 6 to a 6.2
point two,
just to
yeah,
like be
yeah.
counted." You know what I mean? It's those 10-1 people.
The
Um,
ability to not have nonsense like that happen, but which is an impossible thing. But hey
right,
ho,
right. I think for
I have
me,
the
that
power.
one's more like an annoyance of something you can largely avoid. For me, it's something I want usability wise, and that is, I want to have the ability to, when I'm looking at my collection or things I've
Mm.
rated or whatever, when I'm looking at that page, there's no good way to tag anything like and so what I end up doing is I end up using all those check marks for like pre-owned,
Yeah,
um
yeah. I'll
pre-ordered,
give you that.
one to play, one to buy, parts for sale, whatever. I use
Yeah,
those checks to represent other stuff that I wish it
yeah,
had.
yeah.
Like
I'm
I
with you
wish there
there.
was a
Yeah,
couple of blank ones in there that I could write in, this is in the other room, check.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. You could
Loaned
customize
out,
it yourself. Yeah,
check.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
my
That'd be
big one.
good. Mm.
That might be really hard to do. I don't know, but that would be my thing. All right, what do we got? Superpower, and this person's username is EarthFat. I like it. He's a
I
fat
could probably
earther.
just I could probably justify a nickname like that.
What superpower do you wish you had? Okay,
The ability to stop time, like pause it.
and then like move around and mess with people's hats and stuff. Give
Pretty
people
much. Yeah.
wedgies, largely
I just want
wedgies.
to do that thing that, like, when some big bar fight kicks off, and you make everybody
Pause,
else hit, yeah, and just make chaos, and then you go,
and then just
and
like
then
pause it,
hilarity ensues.
finish all the
You know,
drinks, and walk
yeah,
off.
and just leave.
Never pay
Yeah,
a bar tab again.
yeah, something like that. At least I think stop time just briefly, just till I click my fingers again.
I like that. I like that. That's a good one. I want to. Teleportation would be a good one.
Yeah,
I want to be able to just sort of like poof, teleport somewhere.
yeah, I'm with you there.
But every time I do it, wherever I land, I'm wearing random clothing.
Completely random.
Yeah,
Could be from gender orientation of the clothing, anything like that.
anything,
Just
any
boom.
time,
Yeah.
any epoch in history,
Even a mixture of it. Yeah, so you could have like a Viking helmet,
and I'm
polka
wearing
dot
like a
bikini top,
yeah, I'm wearing like
you know,
ripped jeans,
ballet,
Viking helmet, leggings, and I'm wearing
and two different shoes,
wooden
one
flip
high heel
flops.
and one Doc Martin. You
Yeah,
know,
I'd still do it. You know
wow,
what I
that's
mean? Like I would still
yeah,
teleport,
yeah, yeah.
but
If
then
somebody, yeah, like, yeah, if you rang me up and said you want a beer in Miami, I'd be like, yeah, I'll be there, but I'm gonna look weird. See you in a minute. Bye. Yeah. Could you get me a change of clothes? I'll be in 2 seconds.
fantastic. I think that's a weird enough question, though. I think we're gonna wrap up on that one right there.
That was a fun one.
All right, everybody.
I like the fact that you gave yourself a drawback to your power. I
I
like that.
know,
That was
just
humbling.
cause it seemed too good. It
Yeah.
didn't seem fair. You know what I mean? I don't think it's cool. I'm just like, oh, I can teleport. Yeah, but come on.
But yeah.
That's not cool. There should be something about it you don't like, you know? Like for you kind of did that. You said for a limited time. You can pause, for a limited time. Maybe you
Yeah.
only get like
Not
20
just very.
seconds, you know?
Yeah.
So you have to, like, whatever you're
Yeah.
going to do, you got to get out of there quick. So I like that. I like it. Can't rob a bank in 20 seconds, Can't do that.
This is true.
I guess you could pickpocket people. Like a.
Or just make somebody punch themselves in the face, or tip the drink into the lap, or.
Oh, so you're thinking like things stay where you put them, like the motion of
Oh
the
yeah, yeah,
world
you
and
do
all
it.
that is
Yeah,
stopped. Yeah.
mm, yeah. So I can mess with stuff and move it. Yeah,
Interesting. Does
yeah,
gravity
definitely.
stop when that happens? That's a good question. Yeah, you think about
Hmm.
that. You think about what you did. You think about what you did, Luke.
I think about what you thought about doing.
All right, everybody. Luke, buddy, it's great to see you. It's good to talk to you, man.
Been a pleasure, buddy, as always.
All
Thank you very
right.
much.
Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us, being silly and chopping it up. Everybody knows who Luke Pryor is now, I hope, and y'all
Standard
better,
standard tabletop on Instagram. Look me
yeah,
up.
yeah, check that out, folks. Luke's the best. All right. We are out of here. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Kabuki Kid, for basically 90% of the questions. And thanks again to Luke. And we are gone. Good night, everybody.
No.